Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Kale was first and also first before the stream started and also first after the stream started. How are you? Or thank you for being here. Amras, good to see you. Yes, I'm sorry about that, guys. I usually do post the link a minute or two before I'm ready, but that was more like 3-ish minutes before I was ready because I forgot to change the broadcast software over to YouTube. And that takes a minute to do. Whoopsies.
YouTube stream is now live.
It is indeed. Thank you, Lumia. Thank you, man. Good to see you, sir. Merry Christmas. How are you? I know, right? None. Good to see you, sir. Doing good. Doing some Diablo 2 grinding. Nice. Dude, Rocket, have you I don't know how much stuff you've done in stage 4 of the Dota event, but I've finally been playing some Dota again the last week or so. And the mini games in stage 4 are freaking great. One of them is a super old Game Boy Color game. It's called like Wario Bomberman or something like that. And then the other one is freaking Vampire Survivors, but Dota. Actually having a blast with both of those. Anyway, thank you all for being here. If you don't know me, I'm Mercy the Game Master, HereThereBeMonsters, and we're back with another Working Wednesday stream. Psych! Because it's Thursday, because yesterday was Christmas. But we're here with the last YouTube stream of the year. Cannot believe it's almost 2025. And also, hopefully, the last working stream, fingers crossed, on the at least the components for Fort Leona. We are very close to being done with that. So I'm going to get Tailspire booted up here in a minute, and we'll get to it. Hey, Jack. Good to see you. How are you doing? In the meantime, while I'm doing that, if you're not familiar with the format of the show, the plan, at least, is to put 30 minutes on the clock, take a 5-minute stretch break, put 30 more minutes on the clock, and then hopefully by that point have accomplished whatever narrow scope thing we set out to do, and then we get out of here. 65, I guess, if you include the break. 65 minutes is the goal. About 90 is kind of our soft cap. So I think we can do it. Great, just glad to be done with finals. Heck yeah, good for you. I think we can get it done. What is everybody up to? How was your Christmas? If you were celebrating yesterday, give any fun gifts? Get any fun gifts? Do anything with family that you want to share or whatnot? That button. How's an Aurora doing? We have done much since you were with us here on the Leona build. So as a quick review for anybody who has not seen them yet, these are our completed, with a small asterisk, but our completed builds. I'm sure there will be some tweaks to them over time, but these are the ones that we are ready to drop in on the fort. This is our barracks. It's in the book. It's supposed to be sorry. It's supposed to be limited to 10 people, but we thought that was kind of silly because there was clearly room for 12. So party gets a free upgrade on that one. Actually, on that note, sorry, I guess I should give context for anybody who isn't aware. The players in our main D&D campaign in the Kingdom of Rin have recently been deeded the land access and budget to build a frontier fort that was named after one of the militia captains that perished in the defense of the town of Capstone. So we have been in the process of designing that both kind of theoretically and then also designing that here in our virtual tabletop, Tailspire. So this is our little 12-person barracks. I think it turned out really good. We did this during the last Working Wednesday stream. I really, really like it. No hidden resort fees. Nope. Hello, Lily. Good to see you. None ordered Malaysian for dinner. Not exactly the stereotypical Chinese. I don't know that I've ever had Malaysian food. Anything in particular differentiate it? Says great. Went from Pullman to Spokane to Tri-Cities to Coeur d'Alene and finally. Okay, so I was trying to remember, and I think you've probably answered that for me now. But this is Jake Farm from State, right? Sorry, that I have so many people with so many names on so many platforms. So I do my best to keep track of all of them, but I didn't. I was trying to debate on how to ask that question stealthily in case it wasn't. But then you said Pullman and Tri Cities and Coeur d'Alene and whatnot. It's like okay, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're doing well. Do you have any idea how your finals went? Your house became a gymnastics gym with swing bar. That's awesome. That looks amazing. Hey, thank you. Getting in the middle bunk would be tough in this bunkhouse. Yeah, it would. It would. We were kind of going for that vibe, like when you see racks in like a submarine. We wanted it to be really tight. I mean, also there's not a whole lot of space, right? Higgums, hello. How you doing? But yeah, I was really pleased with how this came out last time. Take the middle bunk's pillows just to be extra mean. You're good. Glad we've made a lot of progress. Sorry you didn't make it. Oh, no worries. I mean, you know the drill in general, but especially around the holiday time, right? So that's our little barracks. Although since you're here, Aurar, of course you'd be welcome to jump in and build as well. But if you're not, if you are at least have a minute to answer a few questions, that would be awesome. This is our Rubato's rather magical laboratory, which well, that's a small thing that probably needs to be fixed. That's a cool nether portal. That's kind of what I thought of too, now that you comment it. Okay, well, we've got a little flooring issue there, but that's easy enough to fix. I've never noticed that before. We'll do that here in a minute. This is, of course, our little tavern, which, as many of you know, this is probably my favorite build. I did this one. I did half of this one. I did like stage 2 on this one. Mendez did this one. I did this one. I love the little tavern with its little bar and everything. This is a little stable that actually we made like over a year ago for the big capstone build. Then we've got our little, this is the office for our castellan, just your castle manager. A little shrine to Bana the Peacebringer, or potentially one of his archangels, whatever our paladin decides he wants for that. And then this one I'm actually especially excited for Aurar to see, because look what we decided to do. We went with the teardrop tower because of the way that it nestled in with the armory. You might be able to answer questions. Not sure how much you remember. That's okay. That's okay. Gonna make a secret entrance to a safe. Oh, that's actually a really good idea too. Merry Christmas hadn't quite done with online shopping on YouTube. Oh, no worries, Tig. Thanks for hyping it up, Jack. Appreciate it. We totally planned that for sure. Yeah, exactly. So I did have to go through and make some changes. The armory originally, the door was on this wall. And then each end was where like one of the workbenches was. So I did have to do some rearrangement, but I like how it turned out. Yes, we actually do need some outhouses. 2 of the components came with latrines, so we actually do literally need to do that. Yeah, thank you. And then I did a little bit of detailing on the inside of the tower too. Nothing too crazy, just added a little flavor to each of the landings. Well, added landings / or added a little bit to the landings because I think they were just one platform each. Love the cards. Thank you. That was their little break room. So anyway, I'm really pleased with how the fort's looking. It's fun to go through and do and review. This was a bunch of our work in progress and discarded and whatnot ideas here. Not OSHA compliant with no. Where's the handrail? So we actually talked about that. Right, Tig? It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so the only thing that I noticed that we need to tweak really quickly is we need to fix the floors on the Wizard's Tower. And then, yeah, so for context, for those that haven't been here for this before, so each of these is a component that will be copy-pasted and assembled into the party's fortification, or fort. The Fort Leona, which we won't get that part done today. But other than reviewing and cleaning up any little things and whatnot that we had to do, our main goal for the day is to finish the servants' quarters here. And then if we can do anything to the kitchen and or dining hall also, then great. But finish the servants' quarters, and then we're very nearly done. We need to do with the terraforming still, but that's a whole nother can of worms. Goal is to distract me as much as possible. I support that. I mean, the real distraction here, Jake, is why you said you came to Spokane, right? Where's my visit? Where's my hug? Where's my dinner? Do the guard tower hole over the wall thing and the push. Yeah, Samras. Punish him. It's like finish him. So this is version 1 of the servants' quarters. Rocket made this for us during the build event last week, and I really like it. It's very big. It's very luxurious. The servants get significantly better quarters than the guards. So we're gonna just tidy that up a little bit because this is 30 by 25. And I want to see if we can cut out at least 5 feet of that, make it 30 by 20, or maybe even get it down to 20 by 25. Right? Well, and so to be clear too, not Rocket's fault. He was following. This is based on one of the example diagrams that they did, but as previously discussed, it's a 3.0 book, and there's problems. Can't believe it's Rocket's fault. Hashtag blame Rocket. Wow. Well, the man's in the middle of a Diablo run too, so he probably can't even stop and defend himself here. So I think at least one relatively easy tweak here is going to be there's so much open space here, right? Just kind of like floor space in general. We could do the geometry on that if we want to, but that's like a pretty big area. So I think we can squish some stuff a little and get make it a little smaller that way. That's a great point. Honestly, we'll have to be in touch. You might need a reference, so who knows? Oh, I'd be happy to be a reference for you. Yeah, absolutely. The place that you're applying to requires the past 10 years extensive background check. Oh, dang. Yeah, I've actually done. I used to do that kind of thing a lot because lots of my former employees, like probably the. Sorry. Oh, can you guys see me now? We good? Okay, cool. Yeah, there was a little brownout We have a windstorm right now, and the lights flicker just a teeny bit, and it must have hit the like the modem and router and everything too. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Amras. I don't know exactly where I was when that happened, but the short version was I have done many background checks for many people, and one of the most common things that people that used to work for me did was go into the military, and so I've done lots of like interviews for security clearance and that kind of thing. I used to do that a lot. UPS. Actually, it's on UPS, but it takes a moment even for UPS to transition power. Like it's not quite seamless to go from like active current to battery backup. So anyway, we good. It all worked out in the end. So what's going to be the easiest way to do this? You think you're successfully stalling? I don't know what you're talking about, Jake. I am focused. Oh, Orar, speaking of. So my question for you, the two versions of the dining hall, from what we could tell, the main difference was just the chimney. Is that right? That was one of the questions that I had for you. Probably. Because when we left off after the first build stream, the dining hall was less complete than it is now. So you must have done at least a little bit of post build stream work. They were different materials. One of them was all wood, and the other one was this like kind of wood stone hybrid, which I liked. Amras and I both liked that one better. I just wanted to make sure there weren't any other things that we were missing. Building itself should be a bit shorter too. Oh, okay. Okay. So I think we're going to be able to take at least 5 or maybe even straight up 10 feet off of this and just squish everything in. I think we've got the room for it. This wind isn't staying. Yeah, because you guys usually, you said you're back in Pullman, right? The wind is usually even harsher there than it is here. You might lose power soon. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I do too. I have enough UPS to last us for a little bit if I do lose power, unless the internet goes out at like a regional level. So we'll see. Sure, it wasn't a Decepticon. It could be both. The Decepticons could be causing the weather. Why is this picking up the floor? Even when it's above the floor. Is it touching the wall? No. It's aliens. I don't know. Okay, well, whatever. Copy it. I don't know why that's doing that. Oh my god, that's... Okay. I literally just wanted the table and what was on the table. That's all I was trying to do. So, Jake, is this your first time seeing our virtual tabletop? I won't do like the full tour or anything just for the sake of time, but I can show you like our town also here if you haven't seen it. Okay, cool. Yeah, give me just a minute. We'll give you a real quick view of the town. Thank you. I almost wonder also, right? Because there's going to be a lot of floor space no matter what, and this is, it's supposed to be servants' quarters, right? Maybe one of the beds is like here. I don't think that's like a terrible floor plan still. It does kick that piece out, which is a little bit of a bummer because that's a neat piece, but Stumble. I'm getting an appointment. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Let's see what we think about this. Then okay, move those out of the way too. I do love the little bonsai tree. Okay, so now everything else we should just be able to grab and move. Cut. Oh god, oh wait, hold on. It's because I'm going too far. I was like, wow, that makes it way smaller than I was going for. Yeah, it's because I moved it too far. So we're gonna have to do one manually. But what does this do for our size? Does this make it a little more reasonable? Jurgen Larkin put us on the. Oh, thank you, Jake. Before you go, then hold on. Let me show you the town real fast. Like literally, just give you a view of it. This makes it 20 by 30. Okay, I think that's reasonable. We could probably rearrange it to be 25 by 25 if we really wanted to. Oh, actually, maybe we should do that though, because then this could all scoot in one more. Okay. We'll come back to that in a second. No rush. Got to get Subway Surfers on the other monitor. You're all good. You're all good. I'm going to forget to do it otherwise. Just like how I forgot, even after we talked about it during the Christmas dinner stream, it went longer than we had intended. And as a result, and trying to kind of end at least at a relatively reasonable time, we forgot the dang fruitcake. So we will fruitcake tomorrow night. Capstone. Oops, that's the wrong slider. So this is the town of Capstone. Obviously, we still have work to do. There's a lot of open space still, but we've done a lot. How long did this take? Oh god. Well, so this is the fort. You know how I mentioned when I was doing the tour earlier that I'd made the barracks last year for the fort. So I made these individually, and god, the fort alone, there's probably gotta be 20 plus hours into making the fort. Because each of these is their own, like, well, some of them are barracks. Obviously, the barracks are copy pasted, but there's the tower and like an office and 2 different types of stables, and then 1 and 2 story barracks, training areas, etc. And then that's just copy pasted over for that one is the same. It's just a mirror image. Then for the actual town itself, this was a collaboration, like outside of the 2 forts. This was a collaboration. There were a couple other people that contributed a little bit, so I apologize if I forget any other names. But primarily this was me and Orar in chat, Orar, and Callihawk, who's not here right now. We designed a lot of these buildings. Some of these buildings are from this program's called Tailspire. Some of these buildings are from a Tailspire community marketplace. But even so, we spent a lot of time going through trying to shop stuff that matched our aesthetic, and and kind of like working on the design and layout and like where market squares and things were going to be. This mountain, Callihawk did the mountain. Completely from scratch, which was super cool. What the heck? What is going on over here? Oh, the sand. I guess I never finished building out that sand. Whoops. We've got the harbor here. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a ton of hard work. So as far as the actual town itself, I mean, Callie probably spent like a couple hours on the mountain. was the main thing he did. Oh, Amras did the harbor, like the layout with the docks and all that stuff. Orar did most of the building shopping, and then she made, I probably won't remember everything off the top of my head, but like Orar made the windmill / granary from, I think, from scratch. She made the church from scratch, which is really cool. Which was the site of several scenes. I made the church gardens out here, which we had a big scene in as well. Pretty happy with how these turned out. It's hard. I mean, we've been working on this off and on for 6+ months, so I'm sure there's stuff that I'm forgetting. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I want to keep working on it. I want to eventually get this, like, you know, totally filled in and done. It shows. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, they added new props and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a rocking horse and like a dreidel and I can't remember. They added a bunch of winter themed stuff in the most recent patch. Good thing you're not part of the campaign. You'd eat that gingerbread house. I mean, I would love to play some D&D with you at some point, Jake. Also, I guess to you and anybody else, and I don't know, maybe you already do this, but if you haven't had a chance to listen in on our campaigns, they're right here on YouTube, youtube.com/HereThereBeMonsters. We actually have 2 campaigns that take place in our campaign world. One of them is the Kingdom of Ren game that I run, like this fort and whatnot is for. And the other one is the Ren Chronicles, which is run by Atma of the Mortal Woes. And our like one of our big content goals for 2025 is to try and get our YouTube channel monetized, if at all possible. And there's 2 things that play into that. One is subscribers. You need 1,000 subscribers, and we are just a tad under 700. And the other is watch hours. We need to hit 4,000 watch hours. So and that's in a rolling 12-month period. It's not 4,000 total in the life of our channel. From 365 days ago through today, 4,000 watch hours. And then from 364 days ago, you know, through tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So being here, watching the live streams helps. Tuning in to watch our like our longer D&D session videos helps. And we're super, super grateful. Stretch goal. Yeah, if/when we get a little closer to getting the channel monetized, we probably will throw out some stretch goals, you know, like I don't know, do a cosplay stream or I don't know, we'll figure out some fun stuff. We'll source it with folks. Some suggestions. Gotta do that Skibidity toilet. Oh my god, you guys. Our nephew yesterday had the most amazing shirt on. Just bright red, like fire engine red, with like white, like line work, stencil work type art. It was just like Santa's head, you know, with his hat, big bushy beard, whatever. But like rocking some sick shades. And then just Merry Rismas. It's freaking great. The man, the myth, the legend, exactly. No, it was, and he was so proud of it. Okay, so we want to move this 5 feet. further apart. And I guess that means we don't need... Oh, nice. And that means we can get one of the cool wall pieces back in, too. If you get this monetized, we should wear that shirt. Oh, God. It's going to turn into Mercy makeup stream type things. I do really like... Okay, I want to keep these two pieces. I just need to move them away for the moment. Mercy makeup stream was peak. It really was. That's some OG HTBM lore there. Let's see. So how do we want to arrange? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to move them. Oh, why? Why didn't it preserve the height map? Yes, I know this is forcing some overlap, but it's going to be a little easier for me to see. So is it 2 square, right? Because now I think we've gone to 25 by 25. Is it 2 square? Because I was trying to avoid it being rectangular, but actually maybe we like it a little rectangular. This is pretty square. In fact, that is essentially square. Rectangle, rectangles. That's 1 square, 2 rectangles. That's square, so 2 and 2. That's square, 3 and 2. That might as well be square, so 4 and 2. That is rectangle, so that's 3, so that's 4 and 3. This will be a rectangle, or, close to it, so that's 4 and 4. It'll be a rectangle, so that's 4 and 5. So, okay, I wasn't necessarily trying to make it evenly, but right now, not counting this... Whew, sorry, I think I got the mute in time. Not counting this, would be 4 square and 5 rectangular buildings. So, if we make this square, then it's 5 and 5. But is that too even, Steven? Maybe this should be rectangle. What do you guys think? And then, yes, thank you, Lily, and then I'll go to break. Gotta make it a plus. I mean, the Wizard's Tower, or I guess not a tower, the Wizard Lab, more or less, is a plus. We just filled in the corner a teeny bit. I think we'll go with rectangle. I think I actually like that a little better. Yeah, I wonder. Okay, I guess. Well, okay. Now that we made that decision, let's do the break, and then I'll come back, and then we'll finish it. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. If you haven't been up off your booty in a little while, you should get up and move around. Before you do that, you should give the live stream a like, which we'd super appreciate. That's a nice, easy, free way to tell YouTube that you enjoy what we're doing. They should show it to more folks. And then you should get up, move around, get your water, because you and I both know you haven't drunk enough today. And we will get back to it in a few minutes. I'm going to do a Pokemon Go battle. I'll let you know how it goes when I get back. That was a close one. But we win. My dude had 3 flying type Pokemon. I had no electric, and I did have a fighting. So electric would be good against flying. Fighting is very weak against flying. So that was very, very close. But we won. All right, so we decided on rectangular. One thing I was kind of debating on is, would we gain anything size-wise by putting, like, either putting 2 beds next to each other, but no, that just changes the arrangement, but it doesn't really give us any more size to work with. Or we can't really put a bed here because then there's nowhere to put its little chest. Unless we really... Can we squish them? Maybe we can squish them a little bit. So all of that, yes, Jake, except for one very important fact. It wasn't unknowingly. They always said that that was what they wanted to do. Yeah. So the whole thing being like being controversial is mostly just clickbait and some degree of people not reading things that they agree to. But yeah, like I always knew that was what they were doing. It was one of the reasons why for I mean indirectly, but one of the reasons why for a long time I like did not get into playing Pokemon Go. Eventually I decided like I essentially didn't care, I guess, for lack of a better word. Yeah, I think if we just scooch these, I think we actually will be able to fit it. I did kind of like the bed there, but then there's nowhere to put the table. And I do like having a table in here. It kind of gives me like you know, vibes of almost like a family get together sort of thing, of like the sports servants you know, like gathering together and whatever, like working on projects or like doing meal prep or I don't know, like whatever it is that they'd be doing. I think having like a small communal gathering space in their space makes sense. We're also going to need to figure out lighting, so we might end up changing a few of the like personal effects essentially that are on these boxes. But I like the idea of them. That one in the middle. Because a couple of candles on the personal effect boxes are probably not going to be enough to light this room once we put a put a roof on it. So where's that table now? Go here, go here, go here. Cut. On them you can't read. And then also the other thing, actually here I'll show you guys. Show don't tell, right? Actually, I just noticed 2 things. This table has 4 chairs at it, but it has room for 6, and there are 6 beds. I feel like maybe we should reposition That way there's room for everybody to sit. But so that table, oh, it is flying a little bit. Hold on. One of these chairs is positioned way lower than the others. There. Actually, hold on though. This is gonna be easier to fix out here. Well, okay, we'll add the extra chairs later. But so this looks like a normal table, right? Chairs at the table, everything's all good. But look what happens when I go and put it, you know, like on the ground or whatever. Oh. Okay. Why is it? Hold on. Now it's just trying to spite me. Okay. Yeah, a prop that I would love would be if they do some sort of like a sewing kit or something like that sort of thing. So that all looks nice and normal, right? Let me grab a person real quickly. Grab a human, right? Nice, nice big strapping guy wearing armor and whatever. Look how freaking tall this table is. It's like, and he's on a base, right? So also that's adding whatever that would be. That's probably 6 inches of height to this dude. And the table is almost armpit height. Why is it scaled like that? Why is it so big? I noticed that back when I was doing the tavern. So whenever I use these tables, and I've already gone back and done this for the dining hall, but you have to grab them and sink them into, and the chairs. You have to go, especially the table though, and sink it into the ground like one more notch, because otherwise, to scale, they're very derpy. I did just realize that I didn't rotate this the way that I meant to, so. So if we go more like here, and then we build our own corner. Oh, but I probably won't be able to do that. Okay, no, that's okay. We'll do this piece instead. I really like the idea of the mirror is kind of fun. It's just like a very small luxury, right? Like it's probably still not a very good quality mirror or whatever. But just like the one thing that like the servants have that the like the barracks and stuff doesn't. Oh, I didn't realize there was a decorated corner piece one. Well, snap. Let's use that. I thought all the decorated ones were straight walls. Oh, but it comes with that lighting fixture, which looks very outdoorsy to me. And also, why is the broom not in the corner? Never mind, I hate it. Which one was it that Rocket had, though? Was it this? Wait, that has the light, too. Why do all these have attached lights? And why are they, like, outdoor lanterns? Although right by the door, that's not as bad. Wait, there's, like, a lantern hanging there that you could grab and take out with you. Was that the one Rocket had used? It wasn't this. That doesn't make any sense because we don't have a fire. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one has shelves. Did it have that light, though? I don't remember that light being in the room. I mean, that's the whole set. There's a corner piece with shelves that also has a light. Had you made the shelves or what? No, I'm pretty sure it was a piece, right? Well, what the heck? Yeah, the only pieces here that are part of this set that have like anything on them is this one that has like fire implements, which was obviously not it. The fireplace, which was not it. These shelves with attached lantern. And then a corner piece that also has shelves and an attached lantern. I did. Yeah, there's nothing. This is the whole kit and caboodle. That being said, what do we think about these two being in here together? Oh, they're not even, the shelves don't even match. It's like a shelf unit. And that's a shelf. We can just make our own shelves. Thanos, fine. I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. What can I say except you're welcome? The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that's part of the reason this was being so weird. I didn't know there was a table that came with chairs attached to it. Oh God. Okay. I was like, why are some of these keep being different heights? All right. I'm gonna just take the table that doesn't have chairs and do it myself. Because yeah, otherwise the chair height is attached. Oh my God. Everything is awful. Okay, we're just gonna. Oh my god, Tailspire. There's also this one. Yeah, I never noticed this. Huh. I think that's about the most even, right? Without being as close to the door or around here. But then we need to remember you gotta go boop. Otherwise, the table is absurd. Oh my god, the hammocks are huge. What in the world? I don't remember that piece. Yeah, we can just do like a shelf o things or something. I would say we could give him like a rug, but I think we all know Bahir would just break in and take it. Everybody's like, wait, no, Bahir, we paid for it. He's like, but it's high quality. Does that height make sense, or does the chair need to be sunk also? I think that's okay. It would be tight, but I think if the chair goes down any further, then it would be weird. I feel like for this sort of accommodation, though, maybe bench instead of 6 chairs. Well, that's right, but there's no like. You have to build a bench. I guess 3 of them pretty much is just the width of the table. At least sort of works out. Unless we overlap them, which I sort. Oh my god, it is almost the width of the table, but moving on, moving on. Or should we do a double wide bench and have it be more centered? That might actually be the play. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Like 2 shelves in the corner kind of makes sense. Throw stuff on. Then also we can take Rocket's mop idea there. Oh yeah. Speaking of Rocket, did you answer me by the way about the Crownfall Stage 4 stuff earlier? If you did, I completely missed it. Oh hi. I know. I love the game board. And I think this might be a good spot for it because we want this to be right. It's kind of like the barracks, but like slightly higher quality. And I thought about putting that in the barracks. It was last week when we were working on the barracks that got added to Tailspire. But I was like, I feel like it looks a little too upscale for the barracks, but I sort of like it for in here. Like unironically. Hello, Stardust. How you doing? You're only half listening. You're good. Have you tried the Vampire Survivors thing yet? Ooh, is there anything that could be a wash basin that could be under the mirror? Oh, it's so small though. I guess actually, but a lot of times a wash basin wouldn't necessarily be super big, right? Maybe find like a little table. Well, no, I know that, Rocket, but aren't you? You're like level 40 in stage 4. Ooh, or this? A little like copper pot. Yep, exactly. uh, are we bathing them or cooking them? I think I like the little bowl a little more. I just gotta find something to put it on. Is it gonna be in furniture or is it gonna be in miscellaneous interior? Nailed it. Actually, wait, maybe that. Ever so slightly off center because of where or are littered. But the like tree stump, that's kind of fitting of the frontier fort. You're killing me, Rocket. All good though. I was just commenting that I noticed you're like level 40 in the Crownfall thing, which in Crownfall stage 4, which is higher than me. So I assumed that you would have already done that mini game, but perhaps not. I might take the dagger out. Like I know you could just argue like, oh, it's just a knife, and a knife is like a common utility piece. But I think most people would look at that and it's gonna read like adventurer's dagger. You don't think so? Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think if we do that, I guess we'll see what happens when we throw the actual roof on it, but Also, I wasn't kidding. I do like the game. Could do like that on one side. And is it at the end? Yeah. And that on the other. Yeah, you're good. Have I seen the size of the cup of tea? Does not sound familiar off the top of my head, at least. Oh, like it's large, but it's not as bad as some things. It's more like a bowl of soup than a cup of tea. Oh my gosh, a teddy bear. Oh my gosh, you guys. That should be Drew's that his mom brought. That's so good. Gonna throw that on the table as well. They wouldn't have much food necessarily just to themselves, but I think having like a loaf of bread or something would be fine. I was trying to think. I wanted to rearrange these so the tree wasn't quite so close to, the fire. Actually, can we angle these enough to where it would look like maybe these two people were playing? That way it's not so orthogonal. There we go. Then we could like move that down and out of the way a little more. And throw the bread like down here. Yeah, that's much better. Actually, just having it on the bed is pretty freaking cute, but I'll put it on the box because that was what we were doing with them. Finished shopping. What do we get? Also, I feel like this Druge would have this. Drew should ride that into battle. Makeup. Santa is stingy, so treating yourself. Gotcha. Yeah, you, I would imagine, go through a prodigious amount of makeup. Maybe they have like a book. Why is this so out of focus? The heck? Why? Weird. I don't know what's going on there. Yep. Bought a wall mounted case for all your things. Hey, there you go. I feel like the servants' quarters having like, yeah, something where somebody takes notes, right? Like most of them probably aren't necessarily literate, but maybe like one of them is. I guess the Castellan needs to live somewhere, right? He's presumably lives here also. Thinking Jack Skellington tomorrow. Nice. We did have a good Christmas. Thank you. I wonder, should we just kind of spruce things up? Should we have like a post for the roof span? It does kind of shrink the space, like, but in a way that I sort of like. It helps close it in a little bit without there just being like another totally random object. Could just move the table and everything over a tad. I think I actually do like that. But yeah, it's been very nice, Tig. We slept in a little bit yesterday, and then had bacon and cinnamon rolls for brunch, and then went over to and then had a video call with Pixie's family, and then went over to my folks' house, and my brother and his whole family came, and we did presents and had food, and then played games for a couple hours, and then we actually stayed through and had dinner together as well, and then wound down after that. But that was very nice. And then actually, my parents are coming over to our house for like dinner and a movie night here in a couple hours as well. So pretty packed couple days, but nice. We could put a light on this as well. Hang something off right there just to help brighten things up a little more. Haven't decided yet. Was kind of thinking about, well, not kind of, something that we've been wanting to do with them for a while is watch Andor, the Star Wars show, because I think it's essentially like, yes, it's Star Wars, but it's essentially a political drama, and I think my parents would like that. But usually we try and have like a couple of suggestions. Obviously, we're not going to finish the whole show tonight, regardless. But we'll try and have another couple ideas in mind just in case folks aren't feeling in the mood for that. Oh, it's doing that again, isn't it? Fine. The mass selecting is always weird in Tailspire, but I feel like for some reason this building and like these tiles, it's way worse. Yeah, mainly I was just wanting to get it's gonna do weird things with the heights now, isn't it? Fine. What about that, Tailspire? Huh? What about that? Can't mess that up. I think maybe we'll shorten up this shelf though. Just not delete it. Shorten it to half. That way somebody could still move around it. Want the space to look functional, you know? Yeah, last night after we got home from my parents' place, we Pixie and I watched our traditional National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Which is of course fantastic. If y'all have never seen it and you want a good old Christmas comedy movie. And I guess actually if it's gonna be set up that way, maybe I'll like angle the chair a little bit too. Kind of help sell it. Oh yeah, that's way better. And it also helps right, it breaks up the like symmetry in the room a little bit more. So we need a light for this. How am I doing? Okay. I'm just a teeny bit past time right now. Oh. Is this post big enough to actually hide this sconce in? We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh, it might be just barely. Look at the back. Oh, okay, not quite on that side. It's going to be really, really close. Hey. No. Can I get... There we go. Nice. There we go. Now there doesn't look like there's nearly so much open space in here. Like it's still fairly spacious, but it looks a little bit more closed in, a little bit more forced cozy. So now we just need to find a couple more things to throw on these shelves, which is funny because that's where we struggled last time too when we were doing the barracks. Also, I haven't seen Aurar's Ghost in a while. Did you go? Are you playing with the dining hall or something? Just like, believe it or not, I'm actually griefing. I went and deleted all of the finished buildings. Playing the long con. More likely to hide random Easter egg things and forget about them. I know. You can't argue with that. Until they show up in a session with a player going, what the heck is this? You mean Rocket trying to loot it so we can sell it later? Oh, you know what? For the table, I forgot there was this candelabra. Give them this, a slightly better light here for the table. All right, that was not directly shelf related, but it did still help the room. Turns out the whole thing is meta. Rocket's been paying off Orar to hide valuables in our builds so that he can loot them and sell them. That's a conspiracy theory I can actually get behind. A jug of something there. That's clearly supposed to be like wheat, so it's supposed to be like alcohol, but obviously it could be whatever. I think most of the rest of food and drink wouldn't make sense to have in here. Same with fences, obviously. Crafting. Never noticed that block before. That's an interesting block. Made a new chimney that you think you like better and decorated it more. Okay. I can go look here in a minute. A little whatever this thing is doesn't even really matter, I don't think. Perfect. That goes well there. I like the presents. Like, I think they're neat models, but they just look too modern. Not that I would use them in this spot necessarily, but just in general. Camping. Actually, you know what? Maybe one of these people, somebody like periodically has got to get sent out on like errands or whatever, right? Somebody probably owns like a backpack. So big though. I wish it was like 20% smaller. The only hole in your theory is the fact that you work as a teacher and cannot afford. Yeah, sickles are cool. Yeah, they are. I think, yeah, we just throw that there. That kind of fills that slightly larger void between the boxes. Although, what's behind this? Oh, there's books. Why does everything have books? I mean, you really don't see it unless you're at a very specific angle. I think it's fine. I mean, I didn't say that you were bribing her with money. You can bribe in other ways. My sleep schedule has been so foobar the last week, and unfortunately, it's in the exactly wrong way to be helpful for the New Year's Eve event. I've been struggling to get to sleep before like 2 or 3, and then I've been sleeping until like 10 or 11. And I really need that to go like the other way around in the next couple days. You'll give exposure. I got to see your sister for the first time in a while today. That's awesome. I mean, not that it's been a while part, but the fact that you had the opportunity. I'm glad for you. I'm glad it was a nice visit, it sounds like. 23 first graders will suddenly hear a lot about you. You got to teach them what is happening? Like bones in a bucket? That. It was nice to see her. Got interrogated though, so cut it short. It's kind of a catch-22, isn't it? When you have whether it's family members or just other people that you're close with or whatever that you haven't seen in a while. Even under the best of intentions, the kind of like energy of like, like, you know, I haven't seen you in a while, like slash like, you know, like, so I want all the updates. You know, like that can become a lot, which then of course might make it more difficult emotionally to commit to seeing the person again soon, which then means that you go longer without seeing them, which then means that the next time you see them, then it can be kind of overwhelming. It's kind of a catch-22. We'll go look at what Orar did here in a minute. Blats. There's just a pile of treasure in the servants' quarters. That would actually be a hilarious DM sort of thing to do. Just like hide that in here and be like, well, the players are probably never going to step in here. I want one or two more things put on the shelf that make sense to be on a shelf that aren't books. These are illiterate peasant servants. These are husbands. Wait, hold on. Okay, so the he there being Murray is your sister's husband's best friend. That was like a who's on first joke. So lots of questions that you're not ready for. Yeah, that makes sense. There's like a whole nother level of emotional charge there too. Well, I'm sorry that it maybe became a little much, but I'm proud of you for you know, like protecting your peace and maintaining the boundary that you needed to do. If they could read, they'd be offended. Exactly. Sorry, in about the peasants, not about the rest of that. Yeah, that one works pretty well. Or I wish that I could rotate things vertically. I would make that lean a little bit against the wall. It's like another inkwell. Papers and stuff. I saw one. I love that. I saw one over here that I'm vaguely interested in. Oh, it's the same one. It's just vertical. Maybe not the one with. Oh God, it's huge. I was like, maybe a map. Okay. Well, probably not that. It could be this one. It seems a little weird to have the daggers in it, but it does. It almost sort of looks like it's framed, right? I like the little monster guy. Ah. I made peanut butter cookies for everyone, and there's one to spare. I think you meant you're all out. I do sort of like it. It's a little silly with the daggers, but I do sort of like the idea of them having a map. What's that? Oh God. Slash, I don't really see anything else that I want to put on that shelf. I think we're going with it. If we find something we like more later, then fine. I think the last thing I want for inside is I want the desk to move a little further this way and ever so slightly further that way. Or not desk, but table. We're going to go like in that way a bit, then that way a bit. You know, clutter bug in projects like this makes it look so good. Yeah, exactly. It's that little stuff that I don't know. That was especially when I first started doing, you know, back in Minecraft and whatever, any of this sort of building thing that I really struggled with. And then, you know, as you're alluding to, then it just looks so clean and like unnatural and unlived. But once you clutter it up a little, it gets so much better. I like clutter bug also. That's just a great phrase. Yeah, you know, speaking of Minecraft builds and whatnot, I'm sure you remember I was always kind of painstakingly addicted to like, you know, I want to try and make this look as like natural as possible. This is like, I suppose, kind of the habited version of that. Yeah, I wish there was like, I mean, and obviously I get it, right? The company has their own limitations and whatnot, but I wish there was like twice as many props as there are. I would love to clutter it up even more, but at the same time, I don't want to reuse the same things like too frequently. I think that looks better. It's not not quite so close to the pillar / torch, but there's still enough room where somebody could feasibly walk around it or whatever. I wish there was more like low quality rugs. Because for one, the bear is, you know, it's a lot. For two, it's huge. And then everything else is like high end. Oh, is that in furniture? Like high end textiles and stuff. Also huge, but I think probably the servants' quarters doesn't have this giant exotic rug right by the door, you know? That one's not too bad, I guess, but what is that? This one looks fairly calm. Maybe I'll take this. Can I, yeah, and just do that like it's a little foot rug. There are also piles of rugs. Well, yes, that too, but I mean, you can just like stick it down into the floor like that. They're servants. They're lucky to have a floor. Broadly speaking, you're right. I actually did think about doing dirt floor for one of the buildings, probably the servants' quarters. But our party is, you know, I think generally they're trying to be kind landlords and such. And also one of the characters' mothers is going to live here in the servants' quarters. So, and he probably would be a bit of a grumpy pants if he wasn't being treated well. Grumpy shorts, exactly. Also, sorry, I saw you say something a minute ago, Jack, but I completely did not read it. Or at least I feel like you said something. I guess you just said LOL. Yeah, okay, never mind. I just remember seeing your name. All of a sudden, it just hit me that I saw your name go by at one point, and I totally did not pay it any heed. I'm sorry. I want something right here. I know it's not actually that big of an area. It's big, but not big. For how relatively small the room is, a 5x10 area is fairly big. Which is why I wanted a rug. The rugs are too nice. And I don't think it makes sense for there to be anything else there. Thanks. Nailed it. Good job, Aurora. I mean, let's be honest. This is we all know there's no more dangerous profession than being related to an adventurer, right? And since we know that Druzha's mom lives here, really, if we wanna decorate this and clutter it up a little bit, we need to like. Go through and do the whole thing. You know, like how the things pop up. I have super mixed feelings on it because it's kind of like a pseudo tactile feedback, so you can kind of like tell what you're interacting with. So like it's nice in that regard, but it gets really annoying, you know, like when you're trying to grab stuff and yeah. I wish you could toggle it on and off, right? Like being able to like hit alt or something. You could like have it when you want it, but not have it when you're trying to like do something here would be nice. I mean, I think the developers do. I think the developers do. Although, actually, that might be kind of a nice. You do that for the floor mat instead. Right by the door. I think the developers are fairly active in their like Discord and stuff, so it's worth potentially making the suggestion. Oh, I like that. It looks. It definitely looks a little bit like cheaper. Well, I'm gonna move it just a tiny bit more. Oh, it's actually still. Wow, I thought for sure it was nearly sticking out. I actually kind of wanted it sticking out a teeny bit. So that's the hope. When I close the door, does it stick out the front a little? Yes! That's actually exactly what I wanted. Okay. I like it. I think Rocket did a great version 1. I had fun decorating version 2. Let's figure out how we're gonna roof it real quickly. Be fast, because I've hit my soft cap. Oh right, and I wanted to look at your. What did you do differently over here? I'm assuming it's this one. Yeah, with the like more unfinished looking stone. It's midnight. Oh dear, it is. It is indeed. Thank you for coming and hanging out, Orar. It's always a pleasure. Well, sorry, I read Orar's name. Orar as well, but thank you for coming and hanging out, Tig. It's been a pleasure having you join us for the working streams. Sleep well. We'll see you soon. Yeah, I do. I do like that better. Is this good night? Got it. I see what you did. Oh right, and then we need to do the flooring for Rubato stuff. Maybe the roofing has to wait. I have a couple things I want to get done before my folks get here, but it's not a ton. So the front was okay. Right. Yeah, it's these. It's these other corners. It needs a 2x2, I think, right in the middle. Oh, we can't do that? Oh, my lord. We have a 1x1 block of this? Probably not. I do love the Morgoth set. I think it's actually the holistically best set in the Talespire Fantasy. It has the most variety of blocks and just like the coolest general aesthetic. But for the area that we're in doesn't really have like construction in this type for the most part. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but is it sticking out? Oh no, it's not. Okay, I was worried. It was going to be sticking out. And the roof spikes. Well, I mean, it makes sense for more goth, but yeah, there we go. Now there's not holes in the floor. Whee! I also wish you could toggle free look instead of having to go into photography mode. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 thatched roofs and 2 not really tiled, but shingled. There we go. Shingled roofs. Oh, and that's a 3rd shingled roof. Okay, so I don't think we want any more shingled roofs. Give them the Morgoth roof. That'll fit the aesthetic. Honestly, tenting the roof might have been kind of fun on one of these buildings. I hadn't really thought about that. Maybe the stables. We might go back and do that at some point. I think the Shogun set is way too fancy, right? I don't think. I don't think that makes sense. I do really want to make like a pagoda and stuff, though. Oh, that's interesting. What piece is that? I mean, I can just eyedropper it in a second. So that was, I guess, more rhetorical than anything. A gazebo, yes. I never thought of this as a roof piece. I guess I haven't spent a ton of time with this set because also way too opulent for especially the part of the world that we're in. But that's freaking cool, actually. This stuff we're going to use a ton if /when Bahir ever goes home. I honestly did not realize the Aberration set had roof pieces in it. I only ever looked at it for like the Cthulhu floors and stuff. I don't think I like the texture. I don't think I like how different the color is versus the very like yellowy wood that we have on the walls here. Now, one of the other thoughts could be is, do we want to change those walls at all? That's probably further down the rabbit hole than we want to go today. I guess if I don't see an obvious roof solution, maybe we'll just hit this with fresh eyes the next time we come work on it. We're now getting close to 2 hours. Oh, wow, there's like a totally different wood floor, too. I've been sleeping on the Aberration set. What flooring did we do in here? Right, because it matched the walls. I could change the walls, though. I do kind of like how different this is. It just look it's like it's pretty similar, really, when you look at it, but it just looks a bit more rough, a bit less finished. Not that one. And not in there. I like the flooring for the tavern. Not in there. I like that flooring, which is also different. I like that flooring. We've done a good job of diversity among the flooring. The only one really that I would potentially use it in would be either here or the servants' quarters. Maybe we can kind of like dumb down, so to speak, the servants' quarters a little bit by oh god. What is happening? Yeah, what if let's just do like a run of it really quickly and see what we think. Hmm. I don't really like it in either orientation. I don't think the pattern flows super well from one to the other. Yeah, running the grain the same way is not good, but I feel like rotating it to get that kind of like parquet flooring look just runs into the almost the same problem where like now it's fancy. In which case I'd rather just keep this, which looks better that way. Also, I just noticed something. These walls that come with the attached floors don't follow their alternating floor design. The ones up against the wall have like a trim that goes parallel to the wall. Do I care enough to fix it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do this and then not do the roof. We'll do the roof next time. You have to run. Yep, no worries. I'm going to hop off here in just a minute as well. Thanks for getting on. It was good to see you. Have a good rest of your day. Well, I guess derp. Use the 2x2 so it's fewer objects. Oh no, but the 2x2 doesn't line up the way that I need it to. Never mind. Which means that it never will, right? Yeah, because the orientation is just off. Lay sigh, as Orar said. To quote the late great Orar. It doesn't take that long to undo. When Windows are a luxury. Yeah, Rocket threw one in there, and I had mixed feelings about it. I kind of like them having one at least, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's a luxury. Maybe put the window by the door, actually, now that I think about it. I do like that a little more. Nope, not that. Oh, we're almost there. Wow. There we go. Flooring catastrophe averted. All right. 2 hours is like my hard stop, and we're getting close to that. So I think we're gonna call that a good spot to call it. Although I did just have a thought. Maybe it's a okay. Hold on. We're gonna do this super fast. Super down and dirty. Might or might not even be the right materials, right? But oh, okay, that was not what I was expecting. The height, the amount of rise that we get on the run in the roofs are so crazy. Essentially, this is what I wanted to get recorded, because maybe we could have it be not quite. God, the roof is still so tall, though. Okay, that's fine. Mainly because it's 5 wide instead of 4, it needs to have a flat piece somewhere. This is what I was getting at. Now, I don't like the fact that the roof gables are like twice the height of the freaking building. But I just wanted to remind myself of that the next time I come to look at this. I'm sure the next time I'll be like, what in God's name? But there, that's enough to remind me at least. All right, this was fun. It was great to chat with everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Boxing Day if you are somewhere that celebrates. Our next stream is tomorrow night on Twitch. We're playing Pantheon. Oh, excuse me, at 6 Pacific. If you had fun and you're not already a follower or subscriber, we'd love to have you put a subscription on the channel. That way you get notified when we're live and when we upload videos. And yeah, I think that's it. Take care, everybody. Oh, and I guess if you haven't heard, we are doing our Ringin' Every New Year's Bash on Twitch. That starts Monday night, Tuesday morning, the 31st at 2 a.m. Pacific. We'll be playing some old favorites, some of the games that we're currently jamming to, and of course doing some giveaways and having a great time. So take care. If we don't see you before then Happy New Year, and as always, be excellent to each other.